Hello friends, and happy Sunday, and go Bills to those that celebrate. Today is December 7th, and it is the 7th day of Vlogmas. You are watching the Between the Skeins YouTube channel, and my name is Meg. I am the yarn dyer behind the yarn company Megs Co, and I am so glad that you are here. Today I'm spending some time in my snow globe. This is my little outdoor cave, and it is such a perfect day to be out here. I live in Western New York, in the Rochester, New York area, and it really is the absolute perfect day to be out here because it is snowing, so it looks so beautiful. But it is not that cold. It is, I want to see what my phone says it is because it's snowing. But when I first came out here, the thermometer, so the thermometer inside the bubble said that it was 40 degrees. So I was definitely getting some natural heat just from the sun warming it up, you know, just kind of having that natural greenhouse effect, which was great. My phone says that it's 32 degrees, and I can kind of tell because the snow is like not really accumulating. It's kind of snowing and then melting, so it's that perfect temperature where it's snowing and it looks beautiful, but it's not windy, it's not frigid, it's not cold, and it's perfect. So yeah, so this is my little outdoor oasis where I can sit out on my deck in the middle of winter, and I'm super warm and toasty. So I've got two heaters in here, and I've only had the heaters going for about 15 minutes, and it's already almost 60 degrees. And so believe it or not, because I'm so bundled up with my blanket and my hat and my hoodie, I actually might turn one of the heaters off because it's almost like too warm for the vibe. Like, it seems crazy that like 60 degrees is too warm, but I'm just so like bundled that I just don't really like need all of that heat. I'm just so cozy. But yeah, I'm just so happy with this space. I just feel like being able to come outside, spend some time outside in the daylight has just been doing wonders for my state of mind. Yeah, we just don't get a lot of daylight and sunshine this time of year, and really does have an effect. So it's been great. So I'm spending some time out here. I actually just came out here. I've just been kind of bumming around the house in the morning, and so now it's about noonish. So I thought I would come out here, spend my afternoon out here. Football's gonna be on soon. We are a big Buffalo Bills family. Grew up with the Bills, so I don't remember a time where the Buffalo Bills were not a part of my life. You just, yeah, if you live here, you just go Bills. So the game will be on soon, and honestly, I think I'm just gonna hang out here and let my husband scream. So that's fine. Yeah, so I wanted to share some of the projects that I've been working on because I do have some updates and actual progress. I'm gonna go right in with what I'm most excited about, because this is my winter doodle sweater that I have been sharing, and I have just been having a little bit of a hard time staying motivated. Just the sleeves are just been a little bit of a slog for me, a little bit boring. But so on Wednesday night I met up with my Fiber Night group, my local meetup group, and they convinced me to stop trying to carry up every single string with the sleeve. So instead of trying to carry up every single thread like I had been doing with the body, so trying to show you, So like with the body, I was just carrying up every single thread instead of just cutting them. So like I have these very like kind of long floats, and it worked with the body because, you know, you're not flipping it around as much, so you really can manage all of those strings. It just wasn't as cumbersome. But then when you get to the sleeves, you're making those turns so much more frequently that I was just ending up with this tangled mess. And I was also finding too that carrying up, trying to catch the floats of that many strings, I was ending up with some kind of like messy gaps. I'm still not happy with this. I think I'm going to go in afterwards and like kind of put some duplicate stitching there to close that up. It's like kind of in my armpit area, so that's why I didn't like rip back. But I'm really not happy with like how messy that looks. Anyway, so they were like, what are you doing? Cut those strings. And I did. I cut the cords, and it made such a huge difference because you can see where I was carrying up all of those colors, and then here's where I stopped, and look at how neat it got. So yeah, I'm gonna have to sew in all of those ends now, but it just really neatened up that line. Like, it just such a huge transition. And it, oh, shovel just fell over. Scared me. And it does almost make me want to rip back and fix it, but I do think with blocking that it'll help release some of that puckering. And it really is only this section right here that's like super messy, and I do think I can kind of stitch over it. And again, it's really that seam where if you are wearing a store purchase sweater, there would be an actual seam there anyway, because that's usually where it's seamed shut, like it's sewn closed, instead of knit perfectly in the round. So it's a place where there is normally an actual seam, so I'm not really worried about it. But since I did that, like this took me forever, and I was just managing the yarn, and that's what was slowing me down, because I was just not looking forward to having to manage that tangled mess, and I wasn't able to get into a rhythm and a flow of knitting. I was just managing tangles. I'm actually warm. I'm warm. Yeah, and so like that's why I just wasn't enjoying it. So I cut those cords, and yeah, it made such a difference because I was able to sit down and crank out the rest of the sleeve. And because yeah, I was sitting down and I was flowing, and all of a sudden I tried this on this morning, and I was like, oh, I wonder how much more I have to go, and it's almost a little too long now. I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I tried it on. So I just worked. I don't like doing sleeve decreases because I like having a nice roomy sleeve, so I just did some rapid decreases, and now I'm working on my cuff. I chose to do the cuff in this dark blue color that's the same blue as one of these little dot sections. I have no more of the green color that I used for my neckline and the yoke and the hem down here. I just used so much of it for the top for my my neckline. I did these mountains, and then I did this tree section, and then I did more mountains down here. So I used so much of it, there's none left. But I think it's gonna look fine with that little pop of blue, because it's, I mean, this blue is in the whole sweater, so it's going to look fine. But I'm just very excited with how this is coming out. So I don't think I'm going to do too many more rounds, just because now the sleeves are quite long. I tried it on and they weren't too long, but I didn't have a lot of wiggle room with the cuffs. So I just want to make sure that they're long enough that I get a good cinch, but I will probably make them to be the same number of rows as my neck. So I'm just about done with that first one, and then I can pick up the second sleeve, and I'm so excited to be finally rolling along with this, and maybe by next weekend, maybe. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I've also been keeping up with my self-striping countdown socks. So this is from Woolens and Nosh. So this is one of my kind of Advent Christmas countdown projects that I'm doing, where every single day you just knit one stripe of a sock. So I've been doing my socks not two at a time, but simultaneously. So they're not on one needle, but two needles, but just doing them together at the same time. So I haven't done my stripe yet today. I'm gonna do it now that I'm in my globe. But this is all the stripes so far, and I was so surprised yesterday because I thought maybe we would be getting into maybe like a darker color, but now that I see this next color, so it actually went to like a light blue, and now that I see it, it totally makes sense, because we had this like kind of aqua green, and then it got darker, and then it went to like a dark blue, and it went lighter. So I'm wondering if we are, oh, I just peeked at today, it is gonna go to like an ice blue color. So we're still in the blue green era. So I'm like so curious, yeah, just where this is gonna go. I mean, it's really pretty. I'm really loving just all these shades of blues and greens. So I'm gonna work on that today, but I've been keeping up. My other winter countdown project, making lots of good progress. So I've been reopening up the minis that I opened last year. So all of these minis are from the 2024 Spun Right Round Advent. And so this is my day 7 that I opened it up this morning so that I could cake it up, because I wanted to be able to knit in the bubble. It's really pretty. It's got like some bright pinks and just really pretty. And I've been making really good progress. So every day I've just been adding, just doing the next section, basically knitting as much as I can until I need the next color. So this is the Rainbow Bouquet Shawl by Telly Bean Knits, and I did go ahead and just print out that first page so that I can just show a little bit easier. So really pretty. It's got lace panels that are separated by a contrast color, and then it does form a triangle. So right now I'm on the section that it's going to keep increasing until you get to the middle, and then it'll decrease. And one of the things that I didn't notice, and I really had to go to the pattern page, because I thought I was messing up, or that potentially that was a mistake in the pattern. And so I wanted to share it because it really confused me. So when you look at the pictures, and you really don't notice it until you get in on some of the project photos, and you really have to kind of zoom in and look. It looks like for the whole shawl that your contrast colors are all in the middle, and your main color are just the separation lines of like garter stitch. And if you'll notice, that is not what my shawl looks like right now. My lace panels are the main color, and that garter stitch stripe is the contrast colors. And that is how the pattern is written for the first portion. So I started to get going, and then I realized that I'm like, well, why is the main color like the large section? That's not making sense. And I reread the pattern, and it's saying, yep, do for section A, do the contrast color for the lace or for the garter stitch, and do your main color for the lace panels. And I was like, this has to be a mistake, because you look at this big picture and that's not what it looks like. But when you really zoom in, and you can actually see it right here, just that very first section, it is switched for that very first section. And so I'm wondering if it's like that because it's written for 12 mini skeins, And so you probably don't have enough yardage if you are doing this pattern with 12 mini skeins to do all lace panels. I have 24 mini skeins, so I'm wondering if I would have had enough yardage to do all the lace panels in the contrast colors. But I've already started and it's fine, so I'm going to keep doing the pattern as is. So eventually, I forget at which section, but eventually it is going to switch you to starting to do the lace panels, this larger middle section with the contrast color, and the garter stripe, separating stripe, will be in the main color. Yeah, but that just, it really confused me, so I wanted to share that in case anybody else decides to do this pattern, that you're like, wait, that does not look like how the picture looks, because I really second guessed myself. But yeah, but other than that, I really like it. You get into a really good flow, and it's a really fun pattern. It's very engaging. I'm following the chart. I just prefer a chart to written instructions, but you definitely have to like pay attention to the chart. But I do like that because it is very engaging, and you just kind of tune everything else out. And I am marking each repeat section with stitch markers. So I've been using stitch markers from the Firefly Notes countdown box that I'm opening, and I'm going to open another one today. But I am kind of adding repeat sections faster than I've been able to open, so I am supplementing with just some Firefly Note stitch markers that I already have in my collection. But this was the first one, the day one, that little honeybee. This was a flower. I think it's from the spring stitch marker set that is in my shop. It's a really pretty flower. This is the goldfinch. It's either in the aviary stitch marker set or it's in one of the seasons, but I think it's in the aviary set. And then this was the bluebird. That was the third day of the countdown. Really pretty. So I want to open the next one because I'm going to need another one very soon. So this is the packaging. Really pretty. Just a really nice, like, it's like a mountain, but it just has all this like floral detail. So, ooh, day 4. It's a really cute golden heart, and it says love wins. Definitely need that. Yeah, so I'm coming up with, very soon, I think I'll need another marker. Yeah, you can see I'm getting to where this end section is quite long, so I'm probably going to be close to where I'm ready to start adding another marker, because it'll be a true repeat section soon. So perfect timing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on my socks, then I'm going to put in my next stripe section in my shawl, and then I'm going to go back to my sweater. I'm actually probably going to finish the cuff just because I'm so close. I just think it'll feel really good to get that sleeve off the needles, and then I'm going to work on all of my special holiday projects, so really excited about that. I have still been pouring through watching Homeland. Yeah, I got like so involved with that show. I'm like basically a CIA operative at this point, so invested in that plot line. But I like binge watched so much of it yesterday, but now I do feel like, okay, I might need something new. But I'm probably gonna watch another episode or two today, and I don't know, I think I do need something lighter, and so I'll probably try to find like a Hallmark movie or something to just kind of you know, it does get a little heavy, and it just sometimes, like, it's just so intense. You're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I realize that, like, I haven't, like, knit or moved because I'm just like, but it's a really good show. I like it. There's just a lot going on. So, so that's been really fun to watch as well. But yeah, so other than that, I feel like I haven't really done anything, like, special, like, for the holidays, other than sitting in my outdoor oasis and working on my holiday projects. I definitely want to get out, hopefully this week or next weekend, to some of, like, the holiday stuff that's going on around town, because yeah, I feel like I've just been kind of nose to the grind with work, and then just coming home and relaxing and just kind of really enjoying my me time, because, you know, there's just so little of it sometimes, and that's why it's like, it's nice to have, you know, this stuff to come home to. So that's been really nice. Anyway, so with that, I'd love to know what projects that you're working on, and do you, like, set aside any special holiday making projects for yourself? Because I always just feel like that's such, like, a special treat to do, just to have those, like, special holiday projects you get to look forward to every single day. So anyway, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it, because I really want to finish my sleeve. So excited. Oh, here's that, in another video I was talking about the Firefly Notes, the duck stitch marker. So this is also from the aviary set. I had these in my shop at one point. I know that I'm sold out right now. I do hope to restock these because it's such a cute set. But it'll probably just be a little bit before I put in that order. But this is the duck stitch marker. That's, like, one of my absolute favorites. So cute. So that's on my sweater. So I love that. Every time I get to do a round, my little duck pops up. It's the little things that, you know, just add a little bit of delight. So until tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Ew. But until tomorrow, my name is Meg, and thank you for watching the Between the Skeins Vlogmas series. Happy making.